I once lied to a client and it made me $20,000. Here's what happened and what most freelancers completely miss about pricing and lying for that matter. I was living in a half-unpacked bedroom of my buddy's house in Sherman Oaks. Then I got an email from a client that I had done occasional social media work for, some graphic design stuff. So, jumped on the phone and he asked, do you have any experience producing live events? I had never done a live video. Of course, I didn't tell him that. And just like that, I was in. But then came the moment that would change everything. The next question out of his mouth was, how much do you think this will cost? Now, most freelancers would say what feels safe in this situation. And that's what I almost did. 800 bucks, sounded reasonable. Cover rent, groceries, a little left over for activities. But something inside me wouldn't let me say the number. The words that came out of my mouth were probably 20,000. And then I just stood there, grinning like an idiot. Like someone who'd either done something incredibly stupid or accidentally brilliant. And what he said changed my life. Next words out of his mouth were, cool. Book your travel, send over an invoice for the deposit. Just, okay. And in that moment, I realized something that most freelancers never do. Clients don't buy time. They buy certainty. They buy outcomes. They buy someone who makes problems disappear. And pricing is a big way that you communicate that you're that person to a client. Let me explain how all this happened under the hood. If I had said 800, he would have assumed I was an amateur. And rightfully so, 800 bucks wouldn't have come close to covering what was ahead. If I had said 5,000, might have tried to bargain. But 20,000, that signaled that I had done this before, that I knew what was coming, and that I could own the outcome. It's marketing. It tells the client, you can trust me with this. And that trust is often worth more than any deliverable. And yes, I'm aware of the irony that I'm telling you about winning this trust with a story about how I lied. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Put yourself in the client's shoes. Imagine for a moment that you need to hire a freelancer to solve a very important problem for your business. Like a do or die problem. The difference between you making a bunch of money this year or your business dying. Do you immediately seek out the cheapest option? You'd make the assumption that the more expensive option is probably going to take this problem as seriously as you are. All right, about the whole lying part. I'm not making this video to give you express permission to go out there and start lying about your capabilities. I knew, given my network at the time, that I had the means to go and get professional answers about how to pull this off. And it was close enough to what I did specialize in, video production, give me even more confidence. Every successful freelancer I know has a story like this at the beginning of their career. You need a little bit of that conscientious hustle in you to forge a few of these opportunities.